You know, about 3 or 4 months ago, I was talking to somebody, a friend of mine, and they said, "Man, you know what? Your life should be turned into a book." Me, I said, "Well, yeah, I thought that a couple of times." I actually started to write my memoirs, if you want to call it. But every time I did that, for some reason, the computer caught a virus, died, and all my work was pretty much gone. Now, as I've gotten older, my memory's not what it once was, but I do remember certain things. Um, some of them may not be as good as I thought, as I recalled last week talking to a friend of mine from my childhood. Um, so I figured now it'd be a better time to tell my story as any. Why YouTube? Well, basically, it's like the place to put your story out amongst the people. Hell, you could. There's this one girl who sings a song every day, and I mean, people become overnight sensations. Me, I think I want to do it just to have a place to store my, I guess, life history, if you will. So you're asking, who is this gray haired black man with one eye, or one lens in his eye? Allow me to introduce myself. Professor X2K, otherwise known as the X-Man. Mama, she called me Ricky Staggers. Birth certificate says Lee Delane Jordan. My driver's license says, no, wait. My birth certificate says Delane Lee Jordan. My driver's license says Lay Delane Staggers. Yeah. It's a long story. What better way to start than now? I've known people been blogging for years and whatever. If I could blog, I could figure out what that is. But yeah, about this here. Um, right now I am in between cataract surgeries. Um, I basically went in that I had a bout of what's called, I think it's called vasovago. It's where your blood pressure just drops really quick and you just pass out. And I've been doing that, Jesus, since yeah, 19. No. I didn't start doing that till the late 20s. Like 2005, something like that is when I think I remember doing it the first time. Um, so I had about a vasovagal, so to speak, and scratched this eye over here, the cornea part. So they rushed me to the hospital, and next thing, well, okay, let me stop lying right there. They didn't rush me to the hospital because it happened late at night, so I just kind of slept with it till I had to take my significant other to work. And after I dropped her off at work, I went to the hospital and they did their assessment and sent me over to an eye specialist. And so he looks at my eye and he says, well, yeah, you're kind of screwed up there. Because back in the 80s, I had what was known as RK surgery. That's where they take this star shaped blade and cut your eyeball and drain out all the fluid. Um, but, I mean, granted, it was great when it was done. But he said, once you get like in your late 40s, you're going to have to start wearing glasses again. I'm like, all right, cool. Because I was just happy not to be wearing glasses then, because it was hard to be playing guitar, running around on stage, and you go this way, your glasses would go that way. So I said, okay, let's get it done. Fast forward, doctor looks at it, and pretty much my eyes have become like the headlights on a truck that's been sitting out in the sun for like years. It goes from that clear, opaque cleanliness, I guess, to a dark, filmy yellow, which was cataract, so to speak. But mine was worse because on top of the cataracts, I had scarring from the RK. And somehow that just misshaped my eyeball. By the grace of God, um, I was allowed to get in to see him. And I say by the grace of God because at first it was going to cost me like out of pocket 200 some odd bucks, which I didn't have because I'm on fixed disability income. And so the guy says, well, you know, I've never seen nothing like this in my life. So I'm going to do this one on the house. So just come on in. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. I could do that. So we get in there and the guy goes in and it was like trip after trip because, I mean, this is my eyes we're talking about here, people. And so finally and the thing is, the trip after trip deal, I understood what he was talking about. Finally, because uh, there was a meeting. He said, the it was a collection of doctors worldwide that were crunching numbers to come out with what would be the final lens on my eye. You know how your glasses, for instance, your vision, okay, 2020, 2030, or whatever, they were trying to put a lens on my eye that would, you know, give me the best vision I could. Because usually when people get cataract surgery, they don't have to wear glasses anymore. Me, I still do. Which I expected as such because I knew my eyes were jacked. Um, so he goes ahead and does the eye here, and so he tells me to take the lens out and just wear this one until we get ready to do this eye. Um, it was I say it was a Sunday, but they say it was a Saturday because I think I was trying to watch football. But then again, that could have been college. But I had came downstairs to hang out with one of my nieces and find a spliff to toke, you know. And she hit me up with some good dank stank. I went back up, sat down, and that bout of vasovagal started to come up again. And I could tell, because what happens is you get really lightheaded you get kind of like nauseous, and then you start sweating profusely, and after that you throw up, and then you pass out. So I had gotten up to go, I guess, get, at the time I knew I was going to throw up, so I was trying to make my way around to like the sink or something, and I don't remember nothing. I blacked out. uh they say, my sister said, well, my girlfriend was there. She said I fell, hit the table. It was a heavy, huge oak table, and I hit the table, broke, somehow snapped the top off the legs, lifted it like this way, but the weight of the wood dropped down and threw me back over I think it was a bar stool, a lazy boy, and I hit the floor. And I don't remember any of that, but that's what they say happened. But the next thing I remember was I was being hoisted up on a gurney headed for the hospital because they wanted to check for a concussion. I'm like, nah, that's just vasovagal. I know, I've been there, I've done this. But my sister and my girlfriend said, no, you're going in. So I went in, and they come in and they say, well, we got good news and bad news. I'm like, okay. Well, I usually say, you want the bad news first. He says, well, maybe you want the good news first. I'm like, okay. You don't have a concussion. I'm like, all right, cool. Bad news, you got an aneurysm. I'm like, a what? An aneurysm? Nah, I heard people wow. We had a drummer that was playing in my friend's band. If I remember the story correctly, they were sitting there during band practice. Dude was playing drums, and poof, that was it. I ended up losing a niece that way. So, sorry. They decided they're going to do the operation up here because this thing was like, I guess he said the size of a credit card. So they went